Hey guys, what's going on? It's time for a new series on the channel. Today we're going to be doing a sort of let's look at style video. I think we're probably just going to call it RTG tries for the minute, just as a kind of series basically where we're going to look at games that I've got an interest in, that I've been playing and I like. See how they go, maybe see if I want to bring them to the channel, and just sort of give me the opportunity to talk about the games, the things that I like, and just give people a chance to have a look at them. We originally were going to start this series off with the Banner Saga. There are a few problems there, so we've kind of left that one on hold for a moment. But in the meantime, I have been playing this war of mine in my spare time and have got kind of addicted, so I thought this would be quite a good game to start off with instead. According to my Steam profile, I have spent about 8 hours in this game. The one that I'm going to show you at the minute that I've been playing lately is my second playthrough. The first one didn't go so well. This one's going a little bit better. Not amazingly. I think we're on about day 14, somewhere around there. When it eventually decides it wants to load. Let's see. Day 15. Yeah, close enough. And yeah, we're doing okay. We're not doing incredibly. So the basic premise of the game is, wow, so I'm playing this now in windowed mode rather than in full screen, and this is so tiny that I cannot read that writing. We do have the ability to zoom in though, which is handy. So yeah, basic premise of the game is you start with sort of 3 or 4 people. So as you can see, you get a list of each of them down here. So we have Zlata, we have Amelia, who joined the group later, we have Anton, and we have Pavel, who was actually the character that I had in my first playthrough, who carried over to this one as well. Well, they didn't carry over, but I just happened to have him in common with my first playthrough. And you can see in the top left hand corner you get a clock, which is, there's basically a day and night cycle. I'm trying to remember what I needed to do down here actually. See, oh yeah, I haven't played in a few days, so I'm trying to remember how to move everything. So you just basically scroll the mouse to the left to move to the left, scroll the mouse to the right to move to the right, up to go up, down to go down. You can swipe in to zoom and out to zoom back. We just want to go through, like, I can barely read the things that I've got written here, which is going to make this a bit difficult, but I want to get a few things going. So, oh, someone's at the door, never mind. So yeah, this is the thing you'll find. Basically in the daytime you are set up in a camp or in your own sort of building. You start out having to sort of salvage a few things, just build some resources. You go out scavenging in the night time, and that will allow you usually to bring back a certain amount of items, which will hopefully help you build more things and keep your people well fed, supplied. This guy shows up every few days, who is a trader. Oh, and I sent Zlata over to go and use our rainwater collector, so which is one of the things that you can make. And the thing is, sometimes when you get to send people over to use a particular thing like the rainwater collector, stoves, things like that, where you make items, that will override what you're currently doing. So if you're using one character to answer the door, and then another character goes over and uses the rainwater collector, you'll suddenly be taken over to the rainwater collector. So this is part of an earlier thing. Basically, earlier on, a woman came over to us. This wasn't the person I thought it was in the end. This isn't the trader. This is a woman who came around earlier and asked us to send someone over to her house to protect her family. And we sent someone over, which worked out pretty well. It didn't get shot. Sometimes I assume you can lose people in there. They can come back injured or maybe even die. But I think we sent over Anton and he was fine. He came back a couple of days later. And they are moving on. And they've decided they're going to give us a reward, and they're going to give us their shotgun and all their ammunition and some parts, which is pretty handy. So that's kind of us. So now we have a few extra bits that we can use. Let's see, down the bottom here is our little trap. Oh, no, that's Amelia. I want to send Amelia back to bed. She's slightly sick. I don't know if this is going to show up very well on the final video, because it's really small for me here, but I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see what we have. Zlata is tired as well, so I want to get her to go to sleep. You can basically, if you click on their names down here, it will bring you over to their pages, I suppose is what I'm It will highlight their character on the screen, and you can then use them and control them. So I've just basically woken Anton up, got him to come upstairs and break down this cupboard here. So this little axe hatchet symbol means because we've built ourselves a hatchet, we can break down that cupboard. Zlata and Pavel are my two main people here. Pavel is a miserable bastard apparently and just gets depressed about everything, which is a pain in the arse. Let's see, where is Amelia? Amelia is asleep because she is sick. I want to keep her slightly better. You can break that down. Pavel is depressed, which is why he's just sitting on the floor, and that's a complete pain in the arse because it means that he's going to do absolutely nothing until someone goes over and talks to him. Zlata, I did try and send her to sleep. She decided that she doesn't want to go to sleep though. Oh yeah, that's right. I stole from somebody before. That's what happened. That's why everyone's so miserable now. I think I was in scavenging and I nicked from a cupboard. So Anton's gone and broken down this cupboard that we had up top, and now we can pinch some supplies from it. So as you can see, basically you get trying to sort of, instead of narrate what I'm doing, I'll try and give you some kind of opinion on the game. So I quite like this idea. Obviously there's only so many things that you can do, and there are days every now and again when you haven't got anything that you can do and you just kind of end up standing around or just sending everyone to sleep, and you kind of think, well, I'll just go to bed. Anton is hungry. We do have some cooked food. This is basically where our stove is situated. So on the stove you can cook all your food. You have these bits here are also food, so you get vegetables, you get raw food and canned food. This bit here is where you have a medicine supply, so you get bandages, you get paracetamol, things like that, that will allow you to keep people healthy when they're ill. I've got a couple of beds that I've built. We also have a sofa. We have a radio as well, which comes in handy for getting ideas on what's happening around the area, when it's getting cold, all these kind of things. So yeah, we're reasonably well set up. I think the main thing that I was focusing on for now was a heater. So we will send Anton down to our workstation. I believe it's this one here, which is the metal workstation. This here is your basic workstation. That allows you to build other workstations from it. So you can build an advanced workstation down here, which is our one that allows us to make tools, knives, hatchets, things like that. You can also build one that allows you to grow plants and alcohol and make your own bandages and things like that. So as you can see, I've come to the wrong one. This is indeed the one that allows you to make all your weapons and tools. So we've got shovels, lockpicks, all these kind of things that allow you to break into places, defend yourself. You can actually make a shotgun. Well, I suppose you don't need to make a shotgun because we already have one. This will allow you to upgrade it. We'll go to the correct workstation. For some reason talking takes forever. As you can see up here, the time flies pretty quickly. It's now 6 o'clock. You get until 8 o'clock every day to do stuff in your base. When your base starts out, you find that you end up with yeah, I still need I'm one component short. When you start, you find out that your base has loads of holes in it, things like that, so you need to start by just securing your base really. You can build sort of barricades to fill up the gaps, the holes in your wall, otherwise raiders will come in and attack you, steal your supplies, things like that. Now we are currently getting to winter, so we really need an extra heater to keep us cool, keep us warm even. Definitely don't want to keep us cool. Down here you get the amount of components that you need to build each item. So we need 6 wood, we currently have 29, and we need 18 components, and we only have 17. So when I go out scavenging tonight, I need to make sure I bring at least one component back, which is pretty easy. Most places have components. You can see obviously you can build basic household items. These are your workshops, so you can build a stove, which we have already done. You can build things like workshops, gardens. There's your rainwater collector you can build. Rat traps, which are always important. And the metal workshop, which is the one that we've got on the bottom floor that I went to a minute ago. So those things all allow you the ability to make yourself more sustainable, just without having to go and scavenge stuff. I find, having set up a rat trap here and a rat trap down here as well, we're pretty well set. I am now Amelia. No, Amelia is asleep. And good, that's fine. So Zlata is very useful because she has the Bolster Spirits trait, which actually allows you to, it seems to be more effective at cheering up miserable people, which is good. I mean, there are also, each person has their own personality. You can see you get a little biography of them all, and then you get things that happen during the story. Oh yeah, there you go. We started off with Kveta, who I pretty much just let die because I didn't care about her. She was kind of rubbish. I seem to remember she was like good with kids or something, and that was completely useless to me, so I just let her die basically, because I'm a heartless bastard. But yeah, Zlata's really useful. She cheers everyone up, which is kind of good, stops them getting depressed, or helps when they are getting depressed. And Pavel is good because he's a good runner. They've both got decent sized backpacks, which you'll see in a minute, because I'm going to send Pavel out. I'm going to just quickly see if I can get him to... No, he won't get up there in time. So everyone's basically standing around at the minute, which isn't going to make for a great productive day. But you can see kind of how it works. So we move on to the night time at 8 o'clock. And then you can see every member of our crew is down here. You get a number here, which is the amount of items they can carry in their backpack. So you can see Zlata and Pavel will take more items than Amelia and Anton will. You get, obviously, again, not sure if it really shows up on this screen. I can just about read it, but you get the orange bits down here tell you their current traits. So Zlata has slept poorly. I want to get her to sleep. Amelia, I think, was still ill. I definitely cannot read that, but I'm going to get her to sleep. I almost always send Pavel out to scavenge because he's just the most useful. He's a fast runner, which means it's good for... He can usually stay longer without getting trapped out in the evenings. So usually you have to be home by, I think it's 5 o'clock. And obviously it takes a certain amount of time to get out of the building that you usually end up looting. So Pavel is better because you can stay that little bit longer because he can get out of a building quicker than everyone else can. Having 12 backpack slots obviously is, again, very handy. We can take more stuff with us, or we can pick more stuff up. And you get a map here with all your different locations that are available. Most of those we've visited already, but each one gives you a brief description of the area, who's in there, so you can see the brothel, well guarded by thugs. It tells you you've got some danger. I probably won't be going there. You can trade, which could be beneficial, but there are a few areas that I've been looting recently. I shouldn't have clicked off it, 'cause I think it was the hotel is the one that I've been looking at mostly. Lots of meds, so you get the amount of and the type of different things that are available in each area. So this, at the hotel, there's lots of food, a few materials, some tools, lots of medicine, loads of weapons. I have a hiccup. Parts, and then you can trade there as well. There is a gentleman on the first floor there who you can trade materials with. I did nick from them yesterday because I could get away with it, basically. So I'm a bit hesitant to go back there today just in case. Nobody saw me, but I don't want to go back there just in case they've noticed. I might leave that for a day or two. What do I need? I needed components, which I think comes under parts. This one was also stealing. I probably don't want to go stealing for the minute, considering we're already miserable about the fact that I stole from something. Let's see. Old Town. I can't remember which one that is. Hospital. We haven't been to the Quiet House. The Quiet House is basically an unaffected area where you can, again, just steal stuff from people. I tried that in my last playthrough, my first playthrough, and that really didn't go very well. Everyone just got really miserable that I'd stolen from a couple of old ladies, or an old lady and an old dude. The gas station I've pretty much run dry. Well, I suppose we kind of have to go to... Yeah, we'll go to Old Town. I haven't been there in a while. It seems like after a certain amount of days, you find that things will be closed off. So the war, basically, that you're living through will eventually escalate. Areas will close down, and you will be unable to go and visit some of them. We also find that obviously winter comes, and that I assume is going to change the game slightly as well. Basically, this little bit down here, anyway, going on to scavenging, is our current things, everything that we own. We can take anything we like with us. Obviously, you don't want to take too much because that's going to ruin the amount of stuff that you can bring back. I am going to take a shovel just in case. I don't think I need a shovel, but moving bricks with your hands takes forever. So I'll take one shovel just in case. There's not a huge amount that I need to come back for. Usually I like to try and go with maybe one, maybe two things at most. And ideally I'd like to actually have a better idea of what I need to get when I go out. But so far, we know we need components. That's one thing, and that's usually pretty easy to find anyway. So you get the ability to open doors. You can actually using the eyes, you can look through doors before you open them, so you can see if anyone's in there. I've been here enough times that I think this is pretty much not going to be a big problem for me though. I think there's just a lot of rats, and I don't remember there being people. Zooming in is definitely going to be handy here. So basically all I'm going to do is just explore this area. You can usually see, as you can see, everywhere lights up, which is something to do with your field of vision. I don't know exactly where I'm looking at. So this door is blocked, I can't go in there. I have to probably then go all the way around here and come through and unlock it from the other side. But what I'm looking at really is items. Okay. This symbol is something that means that we need to bring a saw to cut through there. So I've fucked myself by not bringing one of those. I didn't need to bring the shovel. Wonder if I can climb up here. What have you got? Oh, bullets and wood, shell casings. So when you open an item stash, it will tell you down here everything that you can pick up from it. At the moment, I'm just going to grab everything. I don't need all of that, but oh, hang on a minute, that was a lot more stuff. I want to check that again. Excellent, gunpowder, loads of wood. I didn't scroll down far enough. Can I get up here? Will you let me? No. Okay. So this side is useless because I can't break through this door because I don't have a saw. And I can't break through the side down here because it's locked and it's jammed shut, and I have to break it from the other side. So I need to remember at one point to actually bring a saw with me to cut through there. I will forget almost every time. I should really. This is one of those games where I feel like I should just constantly be making notes down somewhere so I know what I've got to pick up. I'm just going to stroll through here. This, I think, actually, I've remember being here enough times and that just sits you down, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, it's just sitting down on the sofa. What's that? More gunpowder. So, as you can see, probably going to be able to stack that up. Where'd it go? Oh, there, yeah. So, I was expecting, for some reason I was looking at the shell casings and expecting it to go in with those. Really, we've got nothing of any huge value. Gunpowder and shell casings are both pretty useful, but obviously I'm looking for components. And things like food and medicine are always... Damn it. I can't. No, I can force lock them with my tools. Can I? I can't. Okay. Well, so I need to bring a lockpick with me then, do I? This hasn't gone too well. Basically, I'm just finding that everything I have is completely useless. So we're going to stroll back through. I'm actually going to click run to exit because it speeds him up. And then I'm going to override that. Just so he doesn't actually run out the door. If I don't click anything afterwards, he would just run home and I would be running away with less than I wanted. Fuck. Okay, so this whole place is just completely locked off me. This has gone really badly. All the doors are locked and I can't actually get through to anything. So this is effectively a completely useless. I wonder if I can climb up here. I don't think I can. It's going to be absolutely no... Yeah, I've wasted my evening basically today. I can't get through to anything to actually pick it up. So that's shit. This has been a very unproductive evening. Yeah, I definitely can't climb up here. Okay, so yeah, next time I'm going to try and... I'll come back tomorrow and I need to bring a saw and a lockpick with me. Must remember that. We'll do that in this video. But yeah, I like the scavenging aspect of it. Obviously you need to balance risk and reward. Some of the places are really full of items, things that obviously you can get very valuable stuff, but usually they're the ones I expect that are going to be the most dangerous as well. So you kind of have to work out whether you want to balance out the risk of losing somebody with the risk of getting important items that you really need. We are at least going to come back with loads of wood. The thing that sucks is we didn't get any components, so we still can't build ourselves a heater. That's the thing that I'm most frustrated about. I'm hoping that the guy comes and trades today. Okay, come on. Amelia clearly isn't well. Alright, okay, so she's got worse. We do have some pills. Very hungry, so we better give her some food. That also says very hungry, I believe, doesn't it? So Zlata can go get some food. Hungry, slightly worried, sad and tired. Okay, so you can go to sleep. And you're very hungry as well, so everyone's just going to go and eat for the minute. That's basically my plan, is just feed everyone up. Amelia can go back to bed because she is ill. But yeah, the idea behind it is obviously you just try and keep everyone alive, keep the morale up. It's kind of difficult, I do find, to keep their morale up. They do seem to be quite insistent on being miserable the entire time. Maintaining your food and your medicine is quite difficult as well at the minute, or I'm finding it because I haven't quite adjusted to how to balance out everything at the moment. Make Zlata cook again because she's really hungry and she needs some food. Our traps, that's better. So this trap down here is now caught a couple of things, so we have 2 food from it. I'll send Pavel down there to go and pick that up. The rat traps are very, very good, I think. They add a lot because you tend to find you put one food in or one bait in and you'll get 2 out. So it becomes very easy once you've set up a couple of traps. You can kind of keep yourself stocked up on food quite well and keep sort of baiting them. So you end up putting 2 bait out, put 1 bait back in, and you get a food from it. So you end up with 2 traps making 2 food each time, and it's quite easy to start building up your food supplies. You can see we now have 3 raw food, so we'll rebait that one. We will supply from here. Where are we? The problem is we don't really have enough beds. Half the time I feel like I could do with stocking up on beds, but I don't want to spend all the time with everyone asleep, which is kind of why I feel like I should be prioritising the more important characters. And this is, again, this is part of the game, is trying to juggle whether you want to keep everyone alive, whether you can afford to let somebody die, or whether you can just neglect people, and you have to kind of prioritise the people that you find most valuable, which for me is definitely Zlata and Pavel. So I will usually try to keep them stocked up on food, well rested, and kind of almost leave the other 2 sort of as secondary people. Just have a quick look. This is Amelia. As you can see, she's very hungry. What matters is if we have some supplies. So you can see again, this is to do with the fact that when we stole something, most other people got kind of sad about it, but you find obviously there are certain personality types that understand that that's kind of necessary, that you have to steal stuff every now and again to survive. I think Anton also has the same reaction. This is occasionally you get stuff about them personally, just their reactions to what's going around and how they feel in the war. This looks kind of boring. I don't care that your students are all dead. It's hard to find more useless skills to have in times like these. Yes, that's true. I know how to set a trap and cook a rat. Good. They're all gone, slaughtered like cattle. Jolly. It's no wonder you're miserable. So, who's asleep? Zlata is definitely hungry still. She's getting some food, I believe. Anton's going to go and use the rainwater collector, hopefully make us some more rainwater. Nope, we have no filters. This again is the thing. You need to use one item, you need to tend to use 2 other items to get all the parts for it. So to get water, you need to have a rainwater collector. To use the rainwater collector, you need to have filters. To use the filters, you need to make them down here. You can trade for them, you can collect them, obviously out scavenging. But yeah, it all feeds together in the sense that if you want to do one thing, you kind of got to do 2 or 3 other things first. Let's see how Zlata's doing. She's still hungry. She's sad. What else do we need? We've got 1 baited trap here. That trap needs to be baited, so I'll go and do that in a minute. This is your filter. We will make 1 filter because that's... No, we can... See, this is the thing. Again, now we have the choice of making filters, which is taking away from our components, but we need components to make our heater. So, do I make a filter, or do I make a heater? And that is the dilemma. We do have some water, I believe. Let's have a look at our things, which will tell us what we have. We have, in fact, 7 water. This is your water. So maybe I'm not going to prioritise the filters. You get this bit here, which will give you sort of an overview of how they feel about the shelter. You get a few details down here about what is going on in there, so it will tell you usually if they've got enough beds, how morale is, if they need things like books. Books will be there for, again, keeping people happy. If they're getting miserable, you can sit them down in the chair with a book and they will hopefully feel a bit better by it. Where's Pavel? I can see he's very hungry. So maybe I want to get him to eat because, like I say, he's my priority really. Slightly worried, sad and tired. Okay, well, I mean, Anton sleeps most evenings, so that's not a problem. You can kind of stay up all day and work for me. we will get you to come down here and rebait this trap. I definitely need to remember that I need to take stuff with me to the old hospital, wherever it was. Not the old hospital, the place I went, wherever it is. I need to go there, and I need to take a saw. I did have a saw, didn't I? But yeah, I find, obviously my memory is, as you can see, pretty piss poor. It's like raw food. So we better sacrifice that and just use it to get ourselves more food. I need to go... The thing is, the time goes quite fast, so it's hard to get everything that you want to do done in time. I find sometimes I do struggle with getting everything that I want to do done before it gets to night. I'll usually get to like sort of 7 o'clock and I'll be like, oh, I need to do this, and I'll know that I won't have any chance of getting it done because it's already time to be basically setting up for the night time. But having 4 people, if you can get all 4 people awake, it's very helpful. But usually I find I end up with 2 people asleep. This is your radio. Again, you have to build those. You can scroll through, there's about 4 stations you can scroll through. You end up with a couple that play music and a couple with news. So this is your weather station, which will tell you, usually it's how the weather's going, how it's going to progress over the next few days. So it started off warm, it's now gone to cool, it's probably going to go towards cold. That static is really loud and that's probably going to be really annoying in the video. You basically just twist the dial whilst that little yellow light is blinking, it's tuning, and you just have to hold it down until you find the station. Usually I think there are 2 stations in the first half and then 2 stations around here as well. So this is just news for the world telling us that tobacco and cigarette prices have become high, so it could be a good idea for us to start looking to building our own workshop that allows us to make cigarettes, things like that, and that will give us good trade value from them. We have a news station that will tell us how the war is progressing, so this looks like it's going to be a case of soon we're going to lose some of our areas, we won't be able to go back to them. And again, another music station. I tend to leave it on the classical music station, which is this one here. I don't know why I prefer... The classical music is just a little bit quieter, a bit nicer. Both traps are being used. It is kind of one of those games that you have to kind of just make sure you're prioritising the right things, which is something I'm quite bad at. But I do enjoy the game. I found it, it is one of those games that I can play and I will lose hours and hours on end. You've already used this one, haven't I? I do kind of want to make... See, here we go. This is the herbal workshop where we can make bandages. We can make herbal meds and cigarettes. That would allow us to probably start getting a lot of trade value back. We could probably go over to some of the other areas where there are a lot of trades with bandits, and they would probably give us a decent amount of stuff for some cigarettes. But at the moment, the first focus that I'm going to go on is a heater. I really do need to make the heater because I feel like if we don't have that, when the temperature drops, it has started to drop a few degrees over the last few days. When the temperature drops, we're going to struggle, and we're going to find people are going to start getting ill a lot more. Probably Amelia will get a lot more ill. Let's see, is there anything else we can do in the next hour? Not really. I just need to remember to take a saw and a lockpick. Just going to keep reminding myself that because I will forget. Yeah, so it's reasonably fast-paced for a game where you just stroll around. In the sense, the time goes quickly, so you don't get a lot of time to do things. It is definitely a game where you need to be able to manage your priorities. Old Town is the one I want to go to, isn't it? So Amelia is ill. She will sleep. Anton needs to sleep, and Zlata. I will let everyone sleep. Normally, I keep someone up on guard. The advantage that we have is all our doors are secure. So there's no holes in our building, so scavengers can't get in. We shouldn't be raided. We also have a lot of weapons, which means that we should be able to defend ourselves well, even if we are all asleep and someone does try and get in. The only cost we would probably find is maybe somebody might pick up a small injury. We may have to lose a few ammo just to fight them off. We might, things like that. It's not going to be too bad. Once you fortify your shelter, it's usually okay. You can probably get away with letting everyone sleep. I do prefer to keep someone on guard if I can, but every now and again, obviously, you do need to let somebody sleep if they're all ill. They're starting to get a bit tired, especially with 2 beds. when someone's ill and someone's tired, you find those two beds are taken up a lot of the time, so the third person can sometimes get a bit tired as well. So having the ability to let them sleep in the evenings, all three of them, without having to have somebody on guard, can be quite useful. So yeah, right, I need to make sure. Saw blade. I'll take both lockpicks because they're not going to take up an extra space. I don't need to take the shovel. That should be all I need to take with me then. You can see we do have one set of tobacco, or one roll up, sorry, and some herbs. Not going to need to use those. I haven't found much use for either of these really. They are only going to really be trade bait, I think. We have everything we need. Yeah, I'm hoping we can get something good out of this time. I've probably gone to the wrong place, haven't I? No good. But yeah, it's interesting when you go to a new area for the first time. You can be very cautious. You don't know what you're going to get into. As soon as you come across a person, it can be quite tense because you don't know whether they're going to be hostile towards you, whether they're going to be someone who's going to, yeah, that's that one. Whether they're going to be someone who's going to want to trade with you. So you can find every now and again you'll kind of see somebody and you don't know whether to go near them or hide from them, and stuff like that is where some of the intrigue comes from in the evenings. Obviously, I quite like Pavel because, oh, okay, that just used my saw in one hit. Okay, so I can't get to there, so I'm gonna have to drop down to here. Okay, right. So this is now just basically exploring the area. What am I going to get from that? Oh, food. That is important. And sugar. Okay, well I'll grab everything because when you've got your full inventory, it's just easy to grab everything. These are just little things like observers. Fresh leftovers from a meal suggest someone still lives here. That's concerning. I'm not sure I want someone to live here. I'm definitely going to peer through this door. So if someone is supposedly still here, I'm going to start playing a bit more cautious. I'm glad I brought 2 lockpicks because this is going to need a lockpick here. I want the cigarettes because they're valuable. I want the electric parts. Coffee is usually quite handy. Homegrown tobacco. All these kind of things. What don't I need? I definitely don't need all this sugar. Can I just spam drop? No, that is literally going to I don't approve of having to drop every item one at a time, but clearly it looks like someone here is a brewer. I'm going to get rid of the sugar. I have no need for sugar at the minute. I'm not brewing anything. I'm not fermenting. Water is handy. It may be something I'm going to get rid of in a minute if we find something better. But yeah, I'm going to take the cigarettes just because they're valuable. Gunpowder. Yeah, that's fine. So inventory management is the other thing in this. It's kind of, a lot of time you will find some good items, but you don't know which one is the most valuable. So you kind of have to work out what you want to take, what suits you. There's nothing here. There's where I should have had the shovel. Okay, I knew I'd need a shovel if I didn't bring it. Oh, a letter, that's nice. Dear Robert, my dear brother, by the time you read this, we will have already gone. I know how much this house means to you, but we can't go on living like this. Snipers, bandits, and now this explosion. Oh, blimey. I don't think I want to be here much longer. I can't convince you to leave, but you must understand I have to protect my little girl. That's fair enough. I'm leaving you some supplies in the box under the kitchen sink. Okay, so I better go there. Box under the kitchen sink. Where is the kitchen? Is that this? I assume that's that I've just found. Oh, hello. Yeah, there's a person down here. I don't think that's going to be good. So, how do I deal with this now? Now I'm kind of trapped. I'd kill those motherfuckers. Yeah, see, I don't want to deal with this guy. So, now I'm intrigued. Because if I go down here, I get the feeling this guy isn't going to be very welcoming to me. And I have no weapons. Usually, obviously, if I brought a gun with me, that might have been handy. So, let's see where he goes. He's gone through there. Let's break this door down, because if I want to come back here again, I will need that. And then I think I just kind of want to wait and see where he goes. He's gone through there. So I am going to come out of here. I might head upstairs quickly now. There is the... yeah, yeah, that's not good. Drop down here. Down, drop down, drop down. Now run. Fuck it, get out of there. We've got what we need. I don't want to engage with anybody. Pavel's too important for me. And obviously having no weapons, I don't know whether he's got a knife or a gun or anything. I definitely don't want to risk Pavel. So we'll just take what we want, what we've got, and we'll run. Still no components, so we're probably not going to go back there again. But at least we've got lots of food. We've got some cigarettes, we've got some valuable stuff. It's just that it's not what I wanted, which is a pain in the arse. We'll do one more day and then we'll call this apart, I think. So yeah, my thoughts on the game. As you can see, I really enjoy it. It's one of those games that you can really get addicted to, or certainly I find that I can. I think it's not difficult. I mean, there's a lot of options that you. Well, it's not difficult as long. It's just from a sense of the game being hard. It's just the inventory management side of things that I find to be the challenge. There really isn't anything that I can get here, is there? It's trying to find what you can do within the space of a day and sort of having to try and balance out your ambitions, everything you want to do, with the amount of time that there's actually available in a day. We've lost our saw blade. It will cost us some components and a gun part, a weapon part. I don't think I need the saw blade urgently. I do still really want the components, but again, the amount of parts that it would take to build is only, I think, 2 parts, wasn't it? To get, yeah, 2 component parts, and usually you can carry up to 4 in each set of components, so 2 parts shouldn't be much of a loss for me. Where's Lata? Lata tends to refuse to go to sleep during the day, which can be a bit of a pain, because it means I almost always have to make her sleep at night. There are definitely characters that are better than others, or certainly in my opinion there are characters that are better than others. Zlata and Pavel are both very good. Apparently Roman, I think it is, Roman is very good. Roman seems apparently has a very high backpack capacity, so he is one character that I would probably find quite valuable. There is also, I think it's Katya, who I had in the first game round, who's a good negotiator, which is obviously handy for trades. I can't advance my workshop because I don't have the right supplies. But yeah, basically the day tends to be spent doing odd jobs, building things. Oh, someone's coming to the door. Let's send Amelia up there already. I like to try and send Amelia to the door because she's a lawyer. I'm assuming that maybe that gives you a benefit when it comes to negotiations, in as much the same way that Katya is a skilled negotiator. I think her trait is. You basically, as you can see here, you get a trait there. Alright, come on. Hurry up. You can't make people run to the door, unfortunately. Open it. Come on. So yeah, we get the trade mechanics. At least you can see the trade mechanics as well. So you get your trade, or you can refuse. Obviously, I want to trade. And then you get everything. You can basically offer 8 items at a time. What do I need? I want those components, clearly. So I'm going to pick up some of those. I don't want to. They're quite what they're not worth a lot, really. I need food, obviously, as well. Anytime I can get food, that's handy. But each item, as you click on it, you get a little bit down here that tells you, sort of gives you a rough indication of its value. So there's, you'd have to show me a lot in exchange, is sort of the second highest, maybe the highest, I can't remember, in terms of value. This is exactly what I need. That's the highest. So as you can see, we can tend to get quite a lot. Oh, didn't actually want to do that. You can get quite a lot for your medicine and your food. This is the main reason you've got cigarettes, though. Why I wanted cigarettes is I can just give them all away now. Most of my stuff is quite valuable. Or, well, to me anyway. I don't think there's a lot here that I want to give away. But at the same time, I always want food. If I can pick up some food, that's great. And I definitely want the consumables. So I need to try and work out what I want to throw at him. Probably less food would be the option. This food would probably come in handy because I can use it for traps as well. Let's see, what else can we use? Herbs. I don't need herbs. So to me that's a reasonable trade. I'm not giving away anything that I need, and I'm getting stuff that I do want. Probably I might not be getting the best value from it in terms of each item's individual value, but in terms of its value to me, I'm fairly happy with that. I want to see ideally if I can get a few more components as well. I will sacrifice a little bit of wood because I don't really need it, or maybe gunpowder. Very common stuff, so neither of those are that valuable. We don't use a lot of gunpowder at the minute, so that probably would be more valuable to me. But wood is so common that you can pick up wood anywhere. So again, wood probably has quite a low value because it's easily replaceable. Whereas gunpowder to me is more valuable because it's harder to find. And this is, I think, where all the trade mechanics play very well. That you have to balance what's valuable to you. Lockpicks I like to try and get as well, if I can. I don't think I've really got anything that I can offer for 3 lockpicks. It's probably reasonably... can I get away with? No, I can't. I was going to say, if I could just give him a load of wood for it, that would be fine. Electrical parts I haven't used many of at the minute. But I want to keep... ideally I want to keep the electrical parts because they're useful for upgrades. But yeah, I want components for the minute so I can build my heater. The heater was my priority, and if I can just sacrifice other stuff to get the heater, some food and a lockpick, that's fine by me. Yeah, we've given away a lot of stuff, but this is more important. We're basically giving all this stuff away so we can build a heater and have some food, which to me sounds like a good deal. So yeah, I like the trading side of it. We don't need anything more. We're just going to go inside and we're going to get someone to build that friggin' heater now at last. So where's Lars? She's going to sit down, lazy bitch. We want to go to here. Amelia can go... I need someone to cook probably. Can I still not make it the heater? Oh no, there we go, heater. Make it. And then once we've made this heater, we get the option to place it down somewhere. Let's see, we mostly live here, so I probably want it somewhere near there. Let's put it there. I think that's fair. Obviously, the distance, the room itself is quite large, so there is also the sense of the further everything away from your central hub, the harder it is to get things done because you have to travel across your building, and sometimes it takes like half an hour to an hour of in-game daytime for you to travel across your building, which seems ridiculous, but there you go. That's, can't do anything about it. Pavel is asleep. He's going to sleep through the day. I tend to usually get Pavel to sleep through the day because he's almost always out at night, so I think it's a fair trade. How is Zlata doing? Let's see. So I can put fuel in this. Can I upgrade it? Improved heater. What do I need? Components. A thermoregulator. Okay, so I'd have to... it seems like I probably have to make that. Okay, interesting. Right, what else can I do for today? Let's look at our things. See if there's anything particularly that we're missing. As I say, this usually gives you hints as to things that could be useful. We made a radio, blah blah blah. Someone's sad. Good books. No, nothing there. Essentially, nothing. Yeah, we don't need anything particularly urgently in terms of basic supplies. It is really just the more advanced things that we need now, I think. Zlata. I want Zlata to sleep really. Who's in bed? Anton's in bed. Anton can get up because he can sleep during the day. I feel like Zlata won't sleep. Yeah, she never does. Okay. So usually Zlata has to sleep during the evenings then. I don't know why she never sleeps very well as well. This seems to be one thing. I don't know whether that is partly to do with her personality, and obviously She seems to worry a lot. I've accidentally put the heater on, I think. Oh no, that's annoying. I'd love a good night's sleep in a proper bed. I give you that every single day and you never ever accept it. You always complain. Let's see, Anton is hungry. I suppose we can probably let him have some food. He's worried, he's not ill. I'd probably prioritise Anton over Amelia. So this, I think it's clear, I hope it's clear, that this is basically a resource management game to me. Especially during the daytime anyway, it's just time and resource management is important. See, we've bumped the temperature up, which is good. That helps keep people from getting ill. What else can I get them to do? I just want our rat traps to be sorted. Who's awake and standing around doing nothing? Zlata. Zlata can go check the radio. And where's Anton? Anton's there. Okay. Let's get Anton to come down here and see what else we can build. Okay, Pavel is now awake. He just doesn't want to... Pavel and Anton never seem to want to sleep properly during the day. Which is also a pain, because Pavel will only ever get a chance to sleep during the day because I need him out every night. That's... where's the next radio station? I always turn the wrong way. Luckily, after a while you find... Oh, famine and disease reign over the ravaged city of Pogoren. Death takes heavy toll due with no access to food, clean water and medical supplies. I'm not sure that makes complete sense, but okay. Either way, we're going to get him to come down here. We're basically just going to quickly try and run through the items that we can make. We will make some filters now because we have spare. I probably only want to make... I'll make 2 because they come in handy. But yeah, this will be the last bit of the daytime play, I think. We might get something else done if we're lucky. What can you make? We have a saw blade, we have a hatchet, and we have lots of lockpicks. I think we're well set. We don't need to do anything else. We'll get Pavel to come up here, and he won't get there in time. We don't have any food. Yeah, Pavel's not going to get to eat before he goes. I definitely cannot read that. Slightly worried, I think that says, doesn't it? Which is no problem. Oh, you prick! You really had to make me wait for that. Right. So Zlata always sleeps poorly. I want to get her to sleep in the bed. Again, same as always. Pavel's out on the scavenge. Anton doesn't need to sleep, so he can guard, just to make sure we're completely safe. And let's see, where do we want to go this time? We want somewhere that has lots of parts, ideally, I think, don't we? Because I still want, even though this says there's loads of parts, and I didn't find any. The apartment building, let's see, supplies. They probably leave supplies like food and meds, but won't be willing to share them with us. I don't want to go there. I've not been to the brothel. Yeah, the danger thing puts me off, to be honest. I like the hotel. Oh, we'll go back to the hotel. We haven't been to the hotel. I did say that there could be something interesting happening there. If they realise that I stole from them, I could be in trouble. We'll finish on something, on a bit of tension. Let's see. I can't remember if there was any need for a lockpick, but I'll take one just in case. I'm not going to take the gun. I don't... I'd rather run away than... If there's any trouble, I think I'd rather run away than try and fight, because from what I understand, the fighting mechanics in this are very bad. I got into one confrontation on my last playthrough and was immediately killed before I even knew what was going on. So yeah, my inclination to fight on this is pretty low, especially when I've got someone important. If I had someone... Oh, hello. Let's see. I'll just stand here and see what you do. You don't seem to be that bothered by me. Let's see. Want to trade? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm here. So no, they're not angry with me. That's fine. I can just stroll around and let's explore, see what we needed. There, I think I've pretty much cleared out most of this floor. There were a lot of piles around here that you could scavenge. I'm just gonna have a quick run around, see if there's anything that I've left behind. No, yeah, I've cleared out pretty much this entire floor. This is the back exit. So we'll go up here. And in this room here is the gentleman who will trade with us. For the moment, I am just going to go upstairs because I literally have nothing of any value with anybody to trade. So this might not be very productive. I might not get a lot out of this because I've forgotten how much stuff I've actually scavenged from here already. I seem to remember all the valuable stuff is now on the top couple of floors. Don't need anything from there. So we're basically just going to climb all the way to the top floor. Usually you find if you can get to somewhere multiple nights, you want to try and bring stuff from the top down to the bottom so you don't have to keep going all this way. I will need another saw for here. That's an issue. So yeah, a saw would have been handy. I can't get up to the roof. So let's see, can we get through? This was, I think this was a floor that was destroyed, wasn't it? So I won't be able to get over to this side. Or will I? Are you going to let me climb over? This could be interesting. Okay, no, yeah, that was a waste of time. You can't get over there. I thought I was going to be able to get down there then. But yeah, like, this is definitely not Uncharted. You're not going to be jumping across massive chasms and hanging on by your fingertips. If there's a small gap, people will probably not go down it. So you kind of have to be quite cautious with your approach. You find you can't, like I couldn't jump across there for instance. So the access that you have to certain areas is quite limited, and again it pays off if you have to explore an area and then come back the next night with your knowledge and you can kind of bring the right tools to the job. All of these are things that I could steal, but considering the guys that I'll be trading with are standing right here, as soon as I take anything from here I'll be in the shit. There's nothing I can trade, but at the minute this is going to be a completely wasted night because I have nothing I can trade. I have nothing that I can scavenge, so I pretty much have ruined this. This has not gone very well. We've had two pretty bad nights. This I think is where I stole something. Yeah, ideally I would have liked to be able to take anything with me, but it doesn't look like I'm going to be coming home with anything other than what I. Oh, there we go. I can get in. I knew there was a reason I brought this lockpick. So for the minute, we are basically gaining nothing here. Hopefully there's something through here. I'm going to have to use the lockpick and just see what happens. I'm hoping this guy's not going to notice and get annoyed. We will pop in here. And yeah, we'll just shut this door. I don't want him to notice me. We'll open this and see what this is. Oh, God damn it. Okay. I will look in here as the door's shut and see if there's anything really, really valuable. I might nick it. No, there's one fertilizer. That is absolutely not worth taking. Okay. Well, I just want to double check because I think I scrolled the wrong way. Yeah, no, the electric part has not made that any better. So this has been a wasted night. We haven't got anything of any value here. I'm not sure if I want to come out of here now even, whether he's going to be slightly thrown by the fact that I'm walking out of what was a locked door. Let's see. What are you going to do, fella? You're coming in here. Hello. Okay, yeah, you're not happy. Let's leave. Yeah, there's nothing for it. There's nothing in this for us. Hello. Okay, this has been a wasted night. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed. Again, this is the thing, if you don't play for a few days, where I find again, where I play sporadically, it makes this kind of harder because I won't remember what I need to bring to a certain area. And it's one of those games that does, I think, benefit from long sessions because you can sort of plan everything out, you can sort of scout a few venues out, and you can then come in a couple of days later with the right tools and you can get the most out of it. When you play sort of one day and you don't come there, when you come to one place one day and then you stop playing the game and you come back to the game a week later, you might remember what you need, but I find I don't. So I'll usually end up hitting the same place up 2 or 3 times and I won't have what I need. So you can see as it's getting to nearly 5 o'clock, he's starting to worry that he needs to get home. If we leave it till 5 o'clock, he'll be left out and he won't get home in time for morning. That's happened to me once. But I think you can find that you can come home, you can get injured, you can get shot during the evenings by raiders who are out, and bandits. So it's important to get you guys home before 5 o'clock. That was a completely useless night, so that's probably going to make morale worse. But yeah, I think 3 days is probably enough. Oh, and even to make it even worse, some raiders have come along. Okay, so we again, you can see the situation is good enough in our shelter that we could defend ourselves. Nobody got injured. We didn't lose any supplies. All we did was use up a few ammunition to scare them away. Amelia is getting iller and iller by the second. So yeah, I'm going to stop now because otherwise I will start on this day and then things will get worse. Yeah, so this war of mine. I really like it. I think hopefully that's clear. This should get me out of here. Yeah. Let's just have a look. Settings. There's nothing in there that's any use to me. But yeah, I really enjoy the game. I think sometimes it goes really cheap. I think I picked it up in I can't remember if it was a Chrono sale or whether it was a Steam sale, but you can find it goes usually about £7 or £8, I believe. I'll leave a link to the game on the Steam website in the description. There is a DLC for it now that adds children, which I'm intrigued by. I don't know. I say now. That's been out for like a year, from what I understand. But yeah, there's plenty of workshop content as well. I've seen custom characters like Mila Kunis, things like that. So you can get plenty of replayability from the game. You can design your own stories. If I come out of here, I'll actually show you. You get the ability to write your own story, which allows you to select all your characters. You can create your own story. You can set how harsh the winter is when it comes in. Things like you can you can edit the map, so you can decide which locations are available. Things like that. So there's so much replayability in the game. You can obviously download custom sets, so you can get mods for the game that will affect the backpacks, that will add custom characters. It's a really good game. There's, as I say, so much replayability. I got it for about £3 as well, which is an absolute bargain. Normally about £7 or £8, I think. I would definitely say check it out for that price. Even if you don't think you're going to get a lot of play from it immediately, it is one of those games I think that you'll get sort of infinite replayability from it. To be fair, if you try it, if you like it, you will play it for hours and hours and hours on end. So I could play for 3 or 4 hours in a day and quite happily without noticing that the time had gone. It's taken up a couple of my evenings when I haven't been editing or creating videos and stuff. And yeah, I've sort of looked up and it's been 10, 11 o'clock and I've sort of thought it was about 7 or 8. I thought I'd only been playing for like an hour and it just goes. Like you can play 6 or 7 days like that. So yeah, really highly recommended. I will probably carry on playing my current story off camera. When I finish with that, whether I win or I don't know if you can win, whether we survive or whether I die, I will probably start another run after that, and I may put that on the channel as well. So leave a comment in the description if you want to see that. Obviously, let me know what you think of the game if you played it before. Check it out if you haven't. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the first episode of this new series. Leave a like if you did. Leave a like if you want to see the series again. Obviously, if there are any games that you want me to check out, drop a comment in the comment section, which is probably the most logical place where you'd want to drop a comment. You can hit me up on Twitter as well. Just tell me if there's any games you want me to play. I've got a few that I'm considering. I will try and get around to Banner Saga, but I think that's a game that I need to play off camera and play through for a while before I come back to it in this kind of format. But yeah, as I say, leave a like, drop me a comment, subscribe if you want to catch all my other uploads. Obviously, potentially this is going to be a series. We've got Isaac coming out now. We've got a few Isaac episodes that have gone up. Blaze Black is still going strong, hopefully. And yeah, I think there's a few other things that could be coming soon. So yeah, keep an eye out, keep subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time, guys.